Welcome back to West Coast Goldies. We kind of are off to a weird start here already. I hate to throw you right into the. Well, I'll just show you what happened. About an hour ago, I ran out here and this tank was overflowing. That tank was half emptied, and you might spot something down there. Basically, my pipe here, where the water goes down, it was clogged with a fish. That hole right there. Normally in the summertime, I put a little mesh piece on there, but it really restricts the flow, and sometimes my pump works too fast, and it'll overflow this easier. So in the wintertime, when the fish are kind of chilling at the bottom, I'm not worried about them getting stuck in there. But my first clue should have been that my little white guy, the white Aranda, I call Runt, it went down the pipe. Thankfully, it's small enough. Earlier in the week, I should have figured out that meant something was up. Fish were swimming closer to that because, well, today when everything was overflowing, I walked out and uh, R.I.P. Fishery Bezos. He was, you can see the back end of him is all bloodied up because when I found him, his head was on this side and his tail was actually stuck in backwards, and so I pulled him out, but it was too late to do anything. So kind of a bummer way to start this, man. Uh, that's two fish in a row. You know, Blubbles last week, Fishery Bezos this week. Didn't expect this to happen. You know, it's a little more jarring when it's an accident like this, where I maybe could have prevented it, but didn't think to. Normally the fish stay away from that, but I guess I got to get my little mesh piece and put it back on there. And we're back. It's the next day. What a weird week, you know? Right off the bat, Fishery Bezos is no more. So sad, you know? He was a good fish. He was not one of my first goldfish, but like my second round of fish I got after I inevitably killed the first few fish I got. Fishery Bezos was part of the first uh, generation that would actually live. Um, and he was a really good, tough calico fantail. He was actually, when I found him in that tube, his back end in it, he was still alive. But when I pulled him out, his whole back half, all his fins were all bloody. And I just thought it would be more torture to keep him alive and try to get him better than it would be to just euthanize him because he was really injured. So I just used clove oil. And so that was yesterday, kind of weird. Uh, Nothing too crazy this week. Besides that, I did a partial water change for them earlier, but I want to do a full water change now. Water changes for everybody all around, and I'm just really dying to get some new fish. Something a breeding project. Because right now, all my fish pretty much are just fish that I'm keeping. They're not fish that I'm breeding. And so I'd really love to get a breeding project. And it seems that all of the things I want to breed right now are pretty much unattainable. I can't seem to get Izumo Nankins that aren't from Zhao's. I can't find, I don't have the hookups to get them imported from Japan. I can't find any yellow gold ranchus. They come up every once in a while, but usually only ever one and super expensive. And so I'm going to put that on hold as well. Basically, all that to say, I've seen some nice, reasonably priced bronze lavender, as they say, ranchus. And I think I really like them. And I think I want to breed them to have something to do because I need to get better at breeding goldfish. I've been keeping goldfish not super long compared to other people, but a few years now. I've been keeping goldfish, but I haven't really gotten to truly experience breeding goldfish, culling. I haven't gotten to do that because all my fish are rescues or too young or fish I don't want to breed. So I haven't really gotten to do that much. So all that to say, I'm shopping right now for lavender / bronze ranchus. And I think it'll work out. I will actually probably use espresso and sesame there. Espresso is like a bronze ranchu. Sesame is a black tie ranchu. But I'm kind of interested if black tie ranchu bred with a bronze ranchu, I think it could be interesting. And then basically, I mean, that's the plan, is to, at some point in the next couple weeks, maybe the next month, gotta quarantine them, so it'll be a slow process, but get some bronze lavender ranchu and attempt to have an actual breeding project. I'll have, let me see here. I'll probably end up moving Mrs. Tomato and the unnamed one to the terracotta tank. Um, I don't know who else I want to move. I think that'll leave the top two and the bottom right for breeding fish, because I want something accessible as far as baby fish, hand spawning, culling, fry, and I think the bottom right tank is the most accessible for that. And then once culling is down a little bit, I'll spread out the babies between those three tanks, because well, yeah. But for now, I think I'm gonna finish up some water changes. Is everybody in the pond doing good? Let's take a little peek here. Pond fish. First of all, what's the temperature? Can't see it. Gotta actually go outside here. Wow, the pond water is actually 60 degrees. Dare I actually feed them? It's not supposed to get cold this week, so I'm not worried about any food rotting in their digestive tract. So I think I might actually give the pond fish a small nibble of some pellets and then start on some water changes. I've also been thinking, every once in a while I want to put out non-Goldfish Odyssey related videos on my channel. If somebody has a really specific question, how to do something specific, I'm down to make a video around that topic and post it. But lately, as I'm cleaning the house or doing something, I like to put on those like aesthetic rooms with the gentle music playing as I'm cleaning the house or whatever, because they're really relaxing. I like the ones with like the rain and like the fireplace going and stuff. But basically, is anyone interested in a very long video of, obviously I would clean all the tanks really well first. I would probably put some fish in the top two tanks so that there's more to look at. But I was thinking of like a 6 or 8 hour video, one shot, no cuts of my tanks from like a wide shot. I'll show you. I would probably aim for a wide shot like this. An 8 hour shot of this, getting to watch the goldfish for a day. I'm interested in doing it. It may be some soft music in the background. But I also, my little microphone, I bet I could put so that it could pick up like some of the bubbles, or I could just have some soft bubbles playing, maybe with some soft music. I don't know. But if that kind of long, relaxing video to put on a TV as you clean or study or whatever is interesting, leave it in the comments, let me know, and I might work on that. I mean, I might do it anyways, but if people say that they actually want it, it will help. I love my little striped shrimp. They're so cool. All the shrimp and the guppies are really doing a lot better. I've noticed some of the shrimp are buried up. They have a bunch of eggs on them. Hopefully to multiply soon. Making progress on the water changes. We're done on the terracotta tank. Looking really good. Filling back up breadsticks tank. I should have whipped out the camera right away. I don't know why I didn't. But, well, you can see one right there. See that blue dash? That's one of our blue velvet shrimp. There are actually, when I finished the water change, there were 3 living blue velvet shrimp in this tank, which I think is pretty cool for having 2 goldfish and 100% water change once a week. That small population of blue velvet shrimp has lived and grown. They're a lot bigger, so that's pretty cool. In other news, get out of here. Other news, the pond fish have been tweaking out ever since I fed them that small, I gave them a small scoop of the JY pellets, and they were kind of just chilling over by the Java moss, and now they won't leave this side. Like, they know, like, oh, the man fed us. Maybe he'll do it again. So it's good to see them active again after all the cold weather we've had. So I'm looking forward to, if the temperature stays this warm, feeding them a little bit every day. I mean, they clearly enjoyed it, so they're dying for more. So I'll probably give them some more tomorrow. It's Sunday, last day of the week. Um, I can't remember if I said it already, but I'm thinking of buying several, if not a breeding pair, then several like lavender bronze ranchu to breed. And I was thinking, I was like, oh, I'm gonna probably wait till I get my tax return, then use a little bit of that to just, not go crazy, but maybe $200, $300 worth of goldfish. And then I realized that's when you know you're old, is when you start planning on what you're gonna use. Like, I want to go on a trip, but I'm waiting to get my tax return first. I want to buy some new goldfish, but I'm gonna wait till I get my tax return, then I'm gonna do it. That's a very it feels like an old person thing to do, old person thing to say. I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny. So for today, I think I'm gonna work on some of my pond area stuff. The ground for this pond is not level. You can see, well, maybe it's hard to see. I've been down here. You can see it's got a bow. So like the middle is sunken and the edges pull up. And it also drives that into the ground, and I don't want the silicone to break loose down there. So, all that to be said, I have a bunch of wood chips in the front yard. And so, I'm always trying to get this area looking better and more enjoyable for the summertime. And so, I think I'm gonna drain this pond, put a couple fish in there, shut it off so it stops running for now. Drain this, move it out of the way, and I think I'm gonna wood chip from here to like back there for a clean slate. I don't really enjoy mowing here anyway, so I don't really mind if I don't have to mow. Wood chips will cover it over for quite a while. I hear a frog. Can we find it? Croak again, boy. Nope, couldn't find the frog. But yeah, so I'm gonna probably just set a time lapse and do all this work, and we'll see if we can get this area. And I'm always trying to clean up the stuff to make it look better, but my yard tools, and I have a go-kart I'm working on over there. Not That's part of the go-kart too. It's not like I can move it anywhere else. So I'm always, I put those potted plants there, try to grow up to block the view of all the garden tools, make the pond area look better. So it'll just take some time, fix all this stuff up. But I think I'm gonna chip it. Especially my overflow for the pond drains right here, so I think building up some chips here. Oh, I hear the frog again. I hear the frog again. No, the frog escaped again. Couldn't find it. So yeah, I'm gonna set a time lapse and just get to work. I'm trying to decide what angle I want to do it at. I think up here might be good. Good view of the pond and what I'm trying to do. Another side note, it's nice and warm today. The pond water is actually 63 degrees, so I can feed them some more pellets, so they're gonna be real happy about that. All right, as you saw, made some good progress. I should have been more careful moving our pond. You might remember that I wasn't successful when I tried to redo that bulkhead for this whole thing. So I just siliconed the heck out of it. hoping it would hold. And I knew that was a temporary solution. But this is the first time I've had to move it since I did that. And sure enough, I really just couldn't keep this still enough. As I picked it all up, it wiggled around. And as I started to fill it up, it started to drip a little. Now, it was only a little drip, but I didn't want to get it all the way filled, waste 300 gallons of water before deciding that it was leaking. So it has a leak there. So just in the meantime, I threw on one of my big hang-on back filter on the 100-gallon pond tank. And next week, I need to work on fixing that um, bulkhead. I don't know how I'm going to fix it, but I will. Maybe I just need to totally block it up and just use the top overflow. I really only needed the overflow piece. If I block the lower one, it can always be unblocked later. But I'm pretty happy with the chips. It smells great. Looks good. I'm gonna try to pull back all my plants growing on the fence here, all the ivy and stuff. Pull it back and then stack my rocks up there, and then do chips in this area. I'm probably gonna call it there for this video. But I probably will still take a time lapse as I work over there. So yeah, got stuff to do next week now. Got to fix that bulkhead, finish up cleaning up, and then get this all back running again. And so I guess it's good that I didn't buy those new fish yet, because I need to work on fixing this pond first.